Finding love after your heart has been broken. Heartbreak can be an incredibly painful experience. It's hard to imagine unless you've been through it yourself. The romance you had with your ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend might have been something special. Losing that connection can lead to depression for some people. There's usually a grieving process as you mourn the relationship. But there comes a time when you're starting to think about getting back on the horse. This can be a difficult time as you don't know how to get back into dating again. Maybe you're still struggling with the baggage of your old relationship as well. Can you really find love after your heart has been broken? In this video, we're looking at how to pick yourself up and move on to something better. No matter how bad your breakup was, you'll be able to use these tips to get yourself back out there to find love once again. Use your support system. When you're dealing with heartbreak, whether during a breakup or afterwards, there's usually others in your life who want to help. Most of us can empathize with someone going through a breakup because we've been through the same ourselves. Sometimes people feel embarrassed to talk about their breakup, or sometimes they just want to forget about it. But there's only so much you can do yourself. Rely on your support system. Get together with friends and family for a coffee and tell them what's going on. Emotional support is especially important. Everyone needs a helping hand when they're feeling down, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just be sure to choose supportive people. The aim is to find someone who can listen to what you have to say without judgment, if possible. Allowing emotions to build up inside of you will only cause chaos in your life. Venting your emotions to someone else can feel great and releases some of the stress of the breakup. You might find that the other person has some solid advice for how they deal with their own heartbreak. An extra benefit of having a support system is that they can stop you from making hasty decisions. We're sure you've heard of people getting drunk and texting their ex when they shouldn't. Your friends and family will help remind you that there's more to life than your relationship with one person. You'll take the time to heal, which is exactly what you need in order to start moving on to someone better. Let go of your ex. This one is easier said than done, but a vital part of the process. Before we move on to the tips on getting back into the dating world, you have to make sure you've moved on from your last relationship. If you don't get over your ex, then you'll look for them in every potential partner of the future. When people haven't let go, they do things like talk constantly about their ex on a first date. You don't want to put anyone through that. Come to terms with your breakup. The first thing you can do is accept your emotions and be willing to feel them. We all know what it's like to avoid feeling our emotions by engaging in things like binge watching TV, eating, alcohol, or drug abuse. Sometimes we can even push others away. If you're avoiding your emotions, then you're bound to sabotage your life. Facing your pain is the only way for you to move forward in a positive way. Don't judge yourself for how you feel. Instead, ask yourself where it's coming from and what your emotions might be telling you. We talk about the importance of acceptance a lot on this channel because it's a core element of self-improvement. Really question your emotions without judgment. What is it you're feeling? Is it rejection? Hopelessness? Fear of what comes next? The more clearly you can identify the source of the pain, the better you can work through it. Allowing your pain to be there without fighting it can really lessen its effects. The more comfortably you can sit with the pain, the better. You might also find you have beliefs about the relationship that aren't serving you. Sometimes people think that they won't ever find someone they connect with as much as their ex. Thoughts like these might have some truth to them. Maybe that person was special to you. But you'll need to question whether you're seeing things as they are, or whether you've attached your happiness to the relationship you had together. When people rely on someone else to be happy, it's painful to lose them. They're not just losing the relationship, but their happiness too. Sometimes the key is to let go of them and to work on being content all on your own. If you want us to delve deeper into the process of dealing with heartbreak specifically, then let us know in the comments. But in this video, our next tips are going to focus on finding love again after heartbreak. In the meantime, if you're struggling to let go of your ex, then just know that it can be a long process sometimes. If you feel like you need it, therapy support is usually always available, and there is no shame in seeking out more help. With time, you might come to forgive your ex and forgive yourself for whatever part you might have played in the breakup. This doesn't mean you have to forget the pain or think that your ex treated you right. It just means that you're moving out of the grieving process and into a new stage of acceptance. Take as long as you need, but this is one of the most important steps. Use this time to reflect on what went wrong. This is the time of most growth, and with some introspection, your next relationship will be all the better for it. Get clear on what you want. After a bad breakup, some people think that jumping back into dating will help them feel better. They have rebound relationships, but struggle to find anything that matches the intensity of their old relationship. Now that you're single, this is the time to get clear on what you want out of a relationship. More so, get clear on what you value in life as a whole. While you and your ex might have shared many similar values at the beginning of your relationship, for a breakup to have occurred, it's likely that things changed. You're a different person now. You've grown and improved through this ordeal, or at least you have the potential to. Work out who you are now and what you want from a relationship. Write down a list of your favorite and least favorite elements of a relationship. It might be tempting to only write about the other person, but this is your chance to get clear on what you want for yourself as well. You could write down physical qualities, shared interests, life values. The idea is to use this list to choose better partners for you. Be sure to include a list of things that you won't compromise on. These might be certain behaviors you won't accept in a partner. Knowing what to look out for can protect you from another relationship where things don't work out. Just be careful to make your expectations realistic, as the other person isn't likely to be perfect. You can use this list to know who you want to be with, but also to know who you are as well. The more you know about what you want, the more likely you are to make the best choices for you. Pay attention to your bad habits. Most of us have some bad habits we need to improve on. Have you been hopelessly addicted to chasing bad boys? Do you allow yourself to be manipulated by seductive women who don't care about your emotions? These are only two examples of the kind of destructive habits that people repeat over and over again. Sometimes people try to rescue and change others. Sometimes they don't stand up for themselves or create boundaries in a relationship. If you have bad habits that are causing you grief, then reflect on why you keep doing them. Generally, there's a reason underneath the behavior that explains the urge. A woman who only dates bad boys might find that she started doing so to rebel against her parents, and the habit never quite went away. People who don't create boundaries may struggle with feeling lonely and want an unhealthy level of closeness with others. Whatever it is, you need to face it and do something different. Go on a date with someone different this time around. Try focusing on your own life and not allowing relationships to be your only focus. Whatever it is will be personal to you. Our bad habits are unique. However, dealing with them doesn't mean dating the opposite kinds of people to your ex just out of the sake of it. It means getting clear on your own responsibility in your dating life and making the best choices you can. The more you can recognize and change your bad habits, the more likely your next relationship will be stronger and more loving than the last one. Accept your own worth. After a heartbreak, you're likely to be feeling that you aren't good enough. These feelings are perfectly natural, but at some point you need to build your confidence as a person who can thrive all on your own. You don't need a relationship to be happy. For most people, self-worth is tied to someone other than themselves. They're always in need of someone else's approval. When you rely on a partner to feel better about yourself, all your happiness and sense of worth lies in their hands. They have the power. It's time to take yours back. Build on your self-worth. Do the things you love doing. You were a person before this relationship, and so you'll have things you cared about. Build your confidence and self-esteem by improving yourself and working on your passions. Identify what you're lacking in life and see what changes you can make. These could be physical or mental changes. What's important is that you start viewing yourself with more love, care, and respect. If you don't have a high opinion of yourself, you can't hope that your ideal partner will either. Whenever you find yourself engaging in negative thought patterns, interrupt them with something kinder. Talk to yourself as though you're talking to a close friend. Be more understanding of your own faults. Remind yourself as often as you can that you are important and have a lot to give, no matter the mistakes you might have made in the past. If you can treat yourself with more love and do things you're passionate about, you'll find your self-worth improve substantially. Don't ignore this tip, it's important. We tend to forget that the quality of our relationships is a reflection of the quality of our lives as a whole. If you're struggling with low self-esteem, you're more likely to choose partners that won't treat you well. This becomes a cycle where each relationship only makes you feel worse about yourself, so you look for another relationship in the hopes it'll make you feel better. The more you can be your own person with your own passions, the more you'll realize you don't need anyone else to be happy. You can then choose the right partner because they suit you, not because you're desperate for love. The people who have the most loving relationships are those who don't need someone else to fill an emotional gap in them. They look for relationships to share love, not to get love. It sounds backwards, but the better you are at being single, the better your relationships will be. The less you need from someone else, the more attractive you become. Work on developing your self-worth, and the right partner will come to you. Get out and do it. Many people talk about wanting a relationship, but don't follow through. There can be many reasons for this, but usually fear of rejection is on the top of the list. Especially after a bad breakup, you might feel like nobody will ever be as good as your ex. Or, on the contrary, your ex might have been the wrong fit for you, and you're scared it will happen again. Whatever your fears are, you need to get out and start dating in order to find love again. For most people, there is no such thing as only one person who is right for them. There are so many people out there to get to know and appreciate. Dare to date people who feel different to what you're used to. When we put ourselves out of our comfort zones and face our fears, amazing things happen. Try joining a new local group and start talking to some people. Join a dating site and have some fun. Talk to a stranger on the bus or at the shops. Feel free to start small, but you won't find love by sitting on the couch. The steps we've outlined in this video aren't easy, but if you've managed to put them to use, you'll be a more independent and confident person. You'll know what you want from your life and from a new partner. You'll have let go of your ex and worked on improving your bad habits. And you'll have a better sense of your own self-worth. The only thing left to do is to get out there and find your next special relationship. So what's your breakup story? Is there something you reckon we missed? Let us know in the comments. We always read over them and they help out with the YouTube algorithm, so be sure to let us know what's on your mind. If you're looking for ways to improve your next relationship, check out our video on how to have a strong relationship for more practical tips. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it always helps us out. And as usual, thanks for watching.